New tonight, thousands of children are in foster care or living with family because of Ohio's opioid epidemic.
Even for non-users, the drug's all they can think about. News 5's Frank Wiley spoke to a woman who says she'll wrestle with addiction the rest of her life.
The woman we're talking about uses sales from a thrift store to rescue addicts. She told me she wants to break the cycle, starting with her grandson. But every day, the lure of the streets is never far. Destruction lingers on Akron streets.
Father, would just ask you.
Bowed heads and folded hands petition to rip users from needles, but addiction digs to the grave.
And I not only mourn for my daughter, but I mourn for my grandson.
A kindergartner. That woman up there, Sheena Moore, was his mom. She was only 31.
I question, can this war ever be won?
Legions of invalids patrol outside, looking to quench cravings.
I'm founder and executive director of Akron Say No to Dope. All right? Yeah, if you need help, bro, look at me. I can see your eyes.
Passers-by say they found that guy stretched out on the sidewalk. The same path leads opioid abusers to Brenda Ryan.
The government doesn't know what to do with this epidemic. How do we know what to do with this epidemic?
She and her partners at Akron Say No to Dope keep Narcan, an overdose elixir, handy. They know full well resurrection can mean another shot at death.
And it took them 13 Narcan to bring him back.
Garner Strain's son is still using.
There's a lot of grandparents doing it right now, raising their grandchildren because of this addiction.
Orphans of the struggle.
In my grandson's classroom, I think there's three other kids in there that are being raised by their grandparents.
Brenda became their company in misery. She knew last June when police knocked at her door, nothing would ever be the same.
I didn't know I was going to have to do this. I was never prepared for this. My husband retired a year ago.
Now Brenda and her grandson's fraternal grandpa, co-parent.
It was like him and I were married, had this child together, got divorced, and we're raising this child together now.
Ironically, a former dealer helps take away her pain. He walks the streets looking to atone through rescue.
I went to prison and I lost everything.
Tug Massa told me dealing hooked him to money and power.
Since I was 9 years old.
All of it, something they've seen before.
Where was the government in an uproar and the community in an uproar and the news media and everything when the crack epidemic happened?
Sheena died of a fentanyl overdose. Her dealer, Derek Sales, following his fate.
I want to send a sincere apology to the loved ones, family, friends of Sheena.
Guilty, involuntary manslaughter, 8 years of lockup. Folks in the area tell me that corner store is a popular spot. They don't even sell gas, but the same faces show up until one day they disappear. Akron Say No to Dope has already placed hundreds of people in recovery, and because of the number of children in foster care that continues to climb, more foster parents are desperately needed. To volunteer, we have information on news5cleveland.com. Rob?